Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We just read all this, so blah blah blah. It's unlike anything. You did go easy on you. It seems like it takes all the hoodlum's willpower to not crawl into a fetal position and start crying.
No, please, don't hurt me, man. Don't. You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs, at the prince's discretion.
Please, go ahead, my sheriff.
You're the prince. Get up. Let's go.
He doesn't wait for a confirmation. He just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming out of the room. Conversations start all around you, some whispered, some quite overt. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, her eyes wandering from art piece to art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. Obviously he's gonna manage on his own.
Yeah.
That fucker... Are you kidding me? Torture? I mean, yes. What happens now?
Yeah, what happens now?
So, what happens now?
It'll be at least some minutes before Kadir gets the information he seeks out of this thug. Why not mingle while we wait for him to break? Excuse me.
Sophie leaves your side and goes to a corner of the gallery where a group of kindred, some seeming pretty old-fashioned, gathered. Concierge offers you a drink. Still warm. It smells nice.
Look over there, there's a dude in full knight's outfit. Your full plate mail.
Just a sip to start you off. A splash over your palate, coating your tongue and the inside of your cheeks.
In the red.
You're left to your own devices. You have a quick look around. Also, does the music seem loud to you?
It does seem a little loud.
Yeah, maybe just bump the...
Down the music, down like a notch or two.
I mean, that's probably better. You're left to your own devices. You have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here a few nights ago. She has a cold but noble countenance to her. Their conversation seems to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the I can't read today, holy shit. To the bespectacled man who you saw with Sophie on the night of your judgment. He's making the rounds, chatting up different patrons. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column, watching you. He turns his gaze away sheepishly. Fuck me, when he realizes you've noticed. I mean, it seems like it would be rude if we go and interrupt the prince while they're talking with somebody.
She did suggest that we go and thank him for sparing our lives.
Her.
Or thank her. So thinking prince, dude.
Okay, yeah. You approach the prince, trying to stay as respectful of her private conversation as possible. She glances at you as you step forward, her scrutinizing gaze mimicked by her companion. She addresses the dark-skinned woman before turning you.
Excuse me for just a moment, Samira. Yes, Jerricola, what is it?
I want to give you my thanks.
I want to give you my thanks. I wish to thank you for sparing me, Prince. I realize it wasn't an easy decision to make, and I wanted to express my sincere appreciation.
How thoughtful of you.
She takes a long look at you before she continues.
I didn't do it from the kindness of my unbeating heart. You are an asset. To Miss Langley, to the Camarilla, and to me. I believe I made the right decision. Prove to me and the other kindred of this city that it was so. And there might be more to your future nights than just survival and servitude.
The dark-skinned woman looks impatiently at you and catches the prince's attention.
Forgive me, that's all the time I can spare right now. We'll have some things to discuss with Samira still. Enjoy your night, Jerricola.
Just bow and leave. That's what I would say.
Yeah. You leave the two women with their conversation, which they get back to almost immediately after the prince turns to Samira. You notice Sophie mingling with other kindred, clearly in her element, and not to be disturbed. Kadir hasn't come back yet, so you can probably still find time for at least one conversation. I don't really care about the man in the glasses. I'd rather figure out what this dude wants.
Alright, go for it then.
There's something about this guy. It's not that he's staring at you, most everybody in this room has at one point or another. It's how he does it. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. It's hard to find a secluded spot in the gallery tonight, but this guy has an entire corner of the room all to himself. As you approach, he's standing alone with no glass in hand, and a worried look on his face. Good evening, Mr.
Lawson. Or you can call me Robert. Either's fine.
Who does he look like?
A little like Edward Cullen.
Oh my god, you're right. It's the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair.
It's the fucking hair. Why are you standing here alone like this?
Mr. Robert? He introduced himself. So, ask him, who are you? Seems like redundant.
So, who are you?
You mean like generally a vampire, same as you, but might not quite look it.
You look like a fop.
He just
baps you
into the wall. I'm one of the Prince Panhard's Primogen. I'm here on business in case the prince requires my insight. Usually it's so she can hear me out before ignoring me.
Ah, yes, of course. You are British.
They're a beta. Well, not sure if you were paying attention to the other night but one of the prince mentioned diverging opinions, and whether you should be executed or not, that was me. I was the diverging opinion.
What was your reasoning? Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning?
My reasoning, just common sense. You shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered, to boot. But as Kadir loves to say, the traditions are clear. Listen, I don't want to be rude, but I appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Many vampires in the sect regard my position as Primogen to be some kind of a joke. You know, you talk to me and they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you.
You have a quick look behind and see that a few of the kindred keep shooting you curious glances. One woman in particular, a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle, watches you disapprovingly. Oh yeah, well she can bite my pale fat ass.
Some of them already do, I imagine.
Yes, they do.
Excuse me. I need to try to get a word in with a few Primogen members before Kadir returns. Enjoy your night. Sorry you were murdered in cold blood. Or in warm blood, I should say.
I liked you in Water for Elephants. You're the new Batman, it's cool. With just the critical looks of a few kindred to keep you company, you start thinking about who to pursue next. A loud exchange near the staircase grabs everyone's attention. Kadir is back, and the hoodlum is with him. The sheriff pushes his unfortunate victim inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is unmasked. That stupid hat is still inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in welcome shadow. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken, you think. Something protruding there, making the pant leg bulge. One arm seems twisted at a very strange angle. Very little blood, surprisingly, but clearly a whole lot of hurt. He is Batman!
Well, Kadir, did our guest cooperate?
Don't tell the prince your name. It's Howard.
The duck?
And who do you run with, Howard? The Midnighters.
And
You're not on our coterie, my prince. Active for some time now. Though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group has kept over the years.
a small group of kindred, united by the need for support and sometimes common interest. Wow! The more you know!
Rainbow.
I see.
Hey, Prince, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I didn't.
Oh! A loud crack
Damn.
makes some of the guests audibly gasp as Kadir's slap dislocates the man's jaw. Yeah, jasp. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor.
This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camarilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That alone would be enough to pass swift judgment, but he is also anarch scum, my prince.
Fuck me. Final death, when a vampire ceases to exist, crossing the line from undeath into true. Yeah, I could figure that one out from the words final and death. Thank you.
Sure.
You know what? It wasn't clear enough. I might need another explanation.
Yeah, let's look into it again.
There can be only one verdict. Final death. Do your duty, Sheriff. Unless, of course, somebody would like to play it being a good Samaritan like our dear Miss Langley a few nights ago.
The look the prince serves you and Sophie is a cruel jest. Sophie takes
Wow.
it gracefully, smiling and slipping her arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. Nobody says anything. The vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. I shouldn't
Howard.
do anything here.
I'm not sure. You could
what do you
not
think?
intervene. There's
But, I mean, Kadir's clearly got that. What if he doesn't, though? What if this is like a test?
this could be.
Oh, fuck. Should I?
Like he's makes for the nearest window. You just try to stop him just to prove that you are here to help.
Should I try to grab him
That's what I would say.
Should I grab him with my vampire speed, then?
I'm gonna say yes.
In a split second, you make a choice. Focusing your blood, you dash forward and grab Howard by the back of his jumpsuit, pulling him away from the window. Oh, you expect some resistance, but find you don't have to worry about it when a swift cut separates Howard's head from his body. You let go and the headless corpse slumps to the ground. Kadir is standing between you and the window, his sword drawn and an ugly smile on his face.
Well, Jerricola, your eagerness is laudable, if unnecessary. That Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate, not facing Kadir's expertise.
Okay, so he did obviously have it, but you know, we at least proved, like you said, that we're willing to help. We want to support them.
We want to do right by them.
However, I have made note of this show of loyalty on both your and your patrons'
see?
accounts.
Hey,
We earned
yeah.
one brownie point.
Okay,
a
we got a
whole one.
yeah. How you like that, Dainty? We got a brownie point.
I would like to thank Miss Langley for bringing this anarch thug to my and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory?
It's a rhetorical question, and everybody here knows it.
Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you.
She steps out of the room, and you see that many of the guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with somebody, a serious-looking man in a trench coat, about what transpired. You probably have the time to strike up a conversation of your own, too. Kadir Al-Azmai. Oh, his name is Al-Azmai? That's cool.
Oh,
Is still here,
cool.
for one, but clearly getting ready to leave. Larson is still moping around, and the other man you noticed before Kadir brought Anarch in is still chatting with the remaining attendants. We should probably talk to Kadir. He's probably
let's
not
talk to
going to be.
Kadir.
He's not going to be nice to us. He's not going to appreciate anything, but we should still do it. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved, so you decide you won't get a better shot at saying your piece. He's just sheathing his sword as you approach him. He notices you just before his face turns from a melancholic frown back to its regular predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection.
What is it, Jerricola?
Your movie sucked. I wanted to thank you for bringing me here. In one piece. For giving me a chance. An emotion creeps onto Kadir's face that you haven't seen in the sheriff's exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting. Only there for a moment. Gone in the blink of an eye.
It was trying on my nose, and you still far and away from proving that it was the right thing to do. So I don't think that a few kind words will let you off the hook. Still, I have to admit, I was surprised as the prince when you jumped at the opportunity to stop that anarch from escaping. I'm sure Valerie would have beaten you to it.
Who's Valerie?
If there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave.
Morb! Why are you so mean? No! Why are you so mean?
Why are you so mean to me?
Asking about Sophie behind her back sounds like a good way to get our ass beat.
Probably.
Do you enjoy being sheriff? Tell me, do you enjoy this, being a sheriff for Prince Panhard?
Enjoyment has nothing to do with this. It's my duty. When Calibros asked me to fill the shoes of the sheriff and root out our enemies, I was glad to serve the sect. When Helen became prince and asked that I keep doing this, I agreed. Because I believe in the Camarilla. I respect the fact that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
So he doesn't like being the sheriff, but he does what he does. He picks up the sword and turns towards the stairs.
If more kindred understood that, my job would be much duller. Though, on that note, I wish you a good night. And watch yourself. You've messed up my batting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you.
You still took his head off. Oh, you were aiming for the center of his head. Ah. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you.
Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs.
She seems preoccupied with something and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back to the city. This time, you arrive at another building, just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs, through a very nice lobby and a luxurious-looking hall, into her domain.
Please, have a seat. I shall be right with you.
You take in your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old-school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once, and a nouveau riche...
Nouveau riche.
Nouveau riche. Living room, meticulously combined together.
Apologies.
That might be rich, I don't know.
Old habits die hard. Clearly some stick with you even after your death.
Yeah, what's smoking gonna do for a vampire? Fucking nothing. She drags out her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes? How is she doing that? Can you do that? I mean, it's... Yes, you can. You can still force your lungs to go... I fucking hiccuped in the middle of that.
I heard that.
Oh yes, you might not know. It takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you like.
No.
Other things too.
No.
Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back? The bedroom. Similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course.
So better than yours.
I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing with the court, I meant it. But it's not the whole story. I have your interests in mind too. That's why I've given you your own haven, why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me, or else this won't work. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something. When you're in trouble too, though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask that you come here when you wake up tomorrow. I'll have something to discuss with you.
Trust needs to be earned. I mean, she already saved
No.
our life, and she's not...
Yeah,
I mean, I do agree, but
that's rude.
she's clearly done her part in keeping us alive, you know,
Yeah,
showing us where
she's
to
the reason we're still alive.
I'll be here. Okay, I'll come over first thing tomorrow night.
I appreciate that.
That's silence again. There's definitely something on Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share with you just yet.
I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift.
A quick trip. A promise that you'll show up tomorrow, and some polite goodbyes later. You open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting, in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into this secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie has planned for you, it's bound to teach you more about this thing you've become. You sink into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a
Yeah,
welcome
looking at the
change.
furniture in your haven, I could definitely see that Sophie did once live there.
Oh
The style
boy!
is still there. It's similar.
Yeah. Once more, darkness falls upon the city. You wake up, same as you have these past few nights, in a windowless room. As you pry open the reinforced steel door, you look out the window to see, invariably, a sky bereft of sunlight. And then it hits you. The hunger! For a moment you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's not there. Given what you've learned thus far, you probably have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with jumper cables. You lock the door behind you. Oh yeah, we have keys, don't we? And head over to Sophie's apartment. You did
Why would
promise
they give
to
you an
call on her.
apartment without the keys to it?
I don't know. It never even registered in my head. Might as well not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else you gonna do? Call Jess? Yeah, right. What would you tell her? If she even picked up at all, she'd probably use the opportunity to stick some more needles in you. Or worse, Persuade you to come back.
I have a vampire boyfriend.
Or
No.
go back to work. Ah, damn it. Alright, so that's where we're going to end it today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.
Adios.